So we too are in lockdown now in France, and we are very lucky to be locked down in the countryside where we are building this house. And I want to share this video with you in case you are locked down in a city, in a tiny apartment, and you're not allowed out. I wanted to share with you the sound of the birds and the bugs, and also a short sequence for rooting down into the earth. So this can be done wherever you are. You don't have to be outside on a deck. It can be in your flat. We need to feel our feet in order to stay sane. So here's a quick sequence to help you find your feet and earth, grounding, earthing. So you're going to begin by softening your knees and rocking your weight 60% back into your heels. So that doesn't come from rocking your whole body back and losing your axis. I'm keeping my head, my rib cage and my pelvis all on the same axis. And in order to feel the 60% in the feet, I'm just going to lengthen my coccyx, my tailbone towards the floor. And that lengthening naturally brings the weight into the back end of the feet. So 60% in the heels, 40% towards the front of the foot. Becoming aware of where your skull, rib cage and pelvis are, and feeling your axis. So in order to wake up the feet, you're going to lift your big toes and try and keep all the other toes down, and make sure that you didn't just rotate your feet in or out, but keep your feet equally planted. So imagine 4 corners of your feet, keep all of those in contact with the floor, and just lift the big toes. Very nice. And then from there, just lifting all the other toes and pressing your big toes down. Make sure, again, you're not rocking in or out. And then from there, you're going to swap, 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 swap. So lifting the big toes, pressing them down, lifting all the other toes, swap, 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 swap. Nice. Then you're going to try and lift all of the toes, spread them as wide as you can, press the big toes down, and then press just the little toes, your pinky toes, down. And try and keep that as you feel the muscles in your feet waking up. Nice. From there, relax and take your hands to your pelvis, and you're going to pull your elbows out to the sides, so the arms are not dead but very active. Shoulders relax down the back. From here, take the weight to one side. You're going to circle one ankle, trying to keep the toes in contact with the floor. And then circle the other way with control, and think about what you're doing rather than thinking about all the million other things that are going on in the news right now. Good. And then change sides. So I'm still lengthening the coccyx towards the floor gently. And then we're going to take the circles in the opposite direction. Good. And then from there, just heel lifts. So starting to get the circulation going in your legs, so the blood moving around. Lift, 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 lift. Nice. From there, you're going to extend one leg out in front, drop the leg down, and now circle the toes in the air. And change the direction. shake it out. Other side, lift, extend the leg out in front, down, and circle in one direction. And switch the direction. And shake it out. Good. From there, extending one leg out in front, you're going to rotate the toes out and in, out and in, and you're going to feel that all the way up into the pelvis. So feel the femur bone rotating in the hip. And then from there, rotating the toes inward, rotate the toes out, circle to the back and come through. In, out, in, rotate. And change directions from the back to the front, rotating out and in the hip. And relax, you're going to change sides, lifting, rotate the toes out and in, feeling it all the way up into the hip. And then from there, circle inward and outward. So imagine it leading from the toes, but also try and visualize the circle that you're painting with the knee, then back to front. And shake it out. From there, you're going to take one leg, rotate the toes in and out again, but this time faster. So it's still a rotation in and out, starting in the toes but coming all the way up into the hip. And try and feel the meat on the bone rotate and relax. So the idea here is to let everything go. Rotate, 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 rotate. Other side, in, out, and faster. Good. Shake it out. From there, a dry shower. So start to stimulate the skin, the nervous system, the face, neck, collarbones, stomach, back, butt, thighs, inner thighs, knees, shins, calves, feet, toes, back up again, bit by bit, getting in touch with everything. Okay, shoulders, face again, ears, give them a wiggle, give them a pull. Good, and then from there just notice how you feel. Widening the stance a little bit from here, going to take it into rotation. If you have a spinal injury and rotation does not feel nice, you can bring the movement parallel and just swing the arms forward back. If you do not have a spinal injury, go for the rotation from the foot. So I'm pressing the foot into the ground and spiraling all the way up into my eyeballs to look around behind me. And I'm letting my forearms tap the lower back to stimulate my kidneys. pressing from the floor, feeling the feet. Nice. And then bringing the feet closer together.
There's a big thing that's on your window. I'm really scared.
Okay. Well, when I finish doing this, I'll get the big for me out of the bedroom. Okay? Yeah. Nice. And then with feet together, I still have the knees soft. I'm still feeling the foot press into the ground to create the movement. So we're going from the ground up, rooting each time and using that force to move. Nice. From there, I'm going to turn sideways. You're going to bring the feet slightly wider than the shoulders, soften the knees. From there, inhaling the arms up, reaching up, and now reaching forwards, 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 forwards. So I'm bringing the weight, boop, into the front of my feet, all the way down as far as comfortable. Maybe for you, comfortable is only here, and that's fine. Stay here. All the way down otherwise. Release. Circle both hands. Bring your hands to your inner thighs. Press the hands on the inner thighs and swipe up the legs all the way to the pelvis. Now lift the ribcage up and gently look up. Unless you have a dodgy neck, just look forward and lift the chest. Good. From there, relax. Again, breathing up. Come forwards, feeling the feet. Reach forward, 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 forward. I'm bringing the weight forward in the feet, so much so that I can lift my heels. Release. Circle. Bring the hands up. Inner thigh. Pressing quite hard. Lift the ribcage. Gently look up if that does not bother your neck. And relax. From here now we're going to curve the spine. Curl, 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 curl. So I'm dropping the chin towards the coccyx and dropping the pelvis, bending the knees as far as comfortable. And then from there, pull the head and the pelvis in opposition away from each other to straighten the legs to come parallel to the floor. From there, we're going to come up, lift up, lift up, lift up. Now I start to bend the knees to look up, pushing the pelvis forward gently. Only going as far as comfortable, shoulders back. From here, come up. Come forwards, come forwards, come forwards, come forwards, pull forwards, pull forwards, pull forwards, and release. So I'm dropping the skull and the coccyx together. And from there, rolling up one bone at a time. Lifting the ribcage at the end, and relax. Again, curl, fold, bending the knees, dropping the pelvis. From here, I'm pulling my hips away from the head, skull reaching forward, coming up, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, creating space in the lower back, space in the neck, bending the knees. Squeeze the belly in. Come up, come forwards, come forwards, come forwards, come forwards, and roll up. Lift the chest and relax. From there, repeat the rotations. Unless you have spinal injury, then you will be releasing the arms front and back. Good. From there, bringing the feet closer together until you can feel the heels and the big toes touching. And then soften your knees slightly. Check in pelvis, rib cage, skull, all on the same axis. Root through one foot, lift the other foot slightly. Check in on your balance. See if it's possible to bring your gaze to one side. See if it's possible to bring your gaze to the opposite side. See if it's possible to bring your gaze up. Is it possible to bring the gaze down? forwards and changing sides. Press down through the foot to lift the other foot. Find your axis. Check if it's possible to look to the side. Check if it's possible to look to the other side. Feel all the little micro movements happening in the ankle. If it's possible to look up. See if it's possible to gently look down. And center. And come back. You can repeat that whole thing with the eyes closed if you feel comfortable. Good. From there, bringing your hands out in front. Soften the elbows down. Shake it out. Shake it, 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 shake it. Shaking off everything that is going on. Shaking off everything you're hearing in the news. Taking a moment just to be really, really, really thankful that we have this time to shake it out, even if it's only for a few minutes. It is very much needed in order to cope mentally. So keep checking in physically, even if you just do one spine stretch or one rotation. Just feel your feet. Keep shaking, keep shaking, keep shaking. Bring the hands forward. Tap, 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 tap forward. Imagine you're trying to knock on the door. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. From there, feel the hands. Feel the feet. Breathe up. Exhale, release. Breathe up. Exhale, release. Breathe up. Exhale, release. Breathe up. Exhale, press it down. Thank you for working through that with me. If you would like to get in touch with any questions, please do so. If you would like to get in touch about more in-depth coaching together, please do so. All the workshops have been cancelled, so I don't have any upcoming workshops to tell you about for now. Once we have found normality, I hope to see you somewhere in the world. Until then, I will keep trying to share free content, because I know many of us are in financial shit. But also, if you want to get in touch for more in-depth programming, that is how I am now working with patients and clients and dancers. So reach out and look after yourselves and stay healthy and stay happy.